Queensland nickel sales. I spoke to him and began by asking him if Queensland nickel workers have any chance of getting their jobs back without assistance from the state government.
I certainly hope so, but the government needs to do what any government would do in relation to approvals, regulatory things like that. The impediments at the moment for bringing people back, starting up the refinery, is getting the approvals in place. The administrator previously has frozen the bank account and has not transferred the assets to the new company, which is the manager. He needs to do that. And then we need to write to all the workers, which they're planning to do next week, asking them if they would like to come back, right? Because there'll be some people that don't want to come back. So we've got to identify what gaps we've got, put in place training systems and see how we can implement all of that. That's what we're doing at the moment.
You said the refinery probably won't get up and running until the next financial year. So
Probably, yeah.
What needs to be put in place? You say all the right approvals, but are you looking for assistance
from
the Queensland government?
No
and
assistance.
Can you get these workers back to work without
no financial assistance we're not after,
right.
But we are after assistance in getting the approvals and getting the things running what government would normally do. But one of the problems is that we had planned to just switch over on the 11th of March, but that couldn't happen. And so we've now got a more complicated problem in finding out who wants to continue and what roles they want to have. And if we've got gaps under work health and safety, we've got to train people to fulfil them. And that might take 6 to 8 weeks. We just don't know until we get those people back. But one thing I can say is the plan at the moment is to offer workers who want their jobs back the same terms and conditions that they had before they left. There's been some people worried that we'd change the terms and conditions. There's no plan to do that.
How much do you think this whole episode has undermined your political standing in Queensland?
Well, it's hard to know, because some people we talk to say, good on you, Clive, don't let the media get you down, and others say that, oh, well, this is terrible. But there has been
550 jobs. It's not the media. We're just reporting that these jobs are at risk.
I'm just reporting to you what people say to me. I think it is true that we've got more coverage on this story than the 22,000 jobs that have been lost in Queensland because of the low nickel price. Now, we had two decisions. We could have decided to, not me, but the company could have decided to put the company in liquidation, close it up. That's what everyone else has done. Instead, the management decided to put it in administration, which meant they wanted to preserve jobs and fight for those jobs. So is it better to try to keep jobs, keep the thing going, or should you just wind it up?
You say not you, and you've pointed this out a fair few times over the course of the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Sure, but do you not take any responsibility for what's happened at Queensland Nickel?
No, what's happened at Queensland Nickel is basically that when BHP was going to close it down in 2009...
I know how the structure works, but do you personally take any responsibility?
No, the nickel price was $7.90 a pound. Now it's $3.50. So the real reason for the financial problems at Queensland Nickel is the nickel price. There's no question about that.
So you think it's just
it was commodity price,
so no personal responsibility?
Well, certainly that's true. The management there...
Could you have run it better?
No, I think the management there, as I said, was still operating at $3.90 a pound when BHP wanted to close it at $7.50 a pound. So that's an extraordinary result financially. Now, that's not a popular decision, how they were running it, very efficiently. Some workers don't like to work that hard, but the workforce did work very well.
The polls are suggesting that you might lose your seat of Fairfax at the next election. You were asked this question at the weekend. I'll ask you again. Yeah. Would you run for the Senate?
No, I think I'll stay in Fairfax. I mean, the polls are very encouraging for me because before the last election, the polls showed that I had 0.1% of the vote in Fairfax. Paul Murray said I'd only get 53 votes. In fact, I got 50.5% or something, or 3%.
But if there's a double dissolution, it's only a quota that you would require in the Senate. Wouldn't that be a better option for you politically?
Well, it would be, but we do things because they're hard, not because they're easy.
So you're ruling it out? You won't run in the Senate?
What you could say is that I'd be a better candidate for Fairfax than someone else from our party. But it's up to our party. They've got to endorse me.
You are the party.
No, I'm not. We've got a committee. We've got 8,000.
It's called Palmer United.
We are. We're all. But we want to be called a United Australia Party. That's what we try to start up as. And who knows what will happen. But we've got to have endorsement. We've got to call for candidates. We've got some good people that want to stand for the Senate.
So you're seeking endorsement from your party to run in the Senate?
Well, I'll be seeking endorsement to run in Fairfax at the moment, and that's what I'll be putting my application in next week when they call for nominations.
Live option though?
But not for me. I think I love living on the Sunshine Coast because, you know, Paul Murray was up there recently.
You can still do that if you're running.
And he loves me, and the whole people up there really like me. So.
Well, he had a good time a couple of weeks ago when he was in your seat of Fairfax. And
well, that's good. I hope he enjoyed it.
Some of those people that he spoke to did seem a bit unhappy with you.
Well, they were all Liberals, of course. Ted O'Brien's mother and all her friends came to the broadcast, and they were there an hour before, put in place to say the right things, and people went along from our party that weren't allowed to ask questions, weren't allowed to say anything, and they said they had to all email before the questions before they could talk. So we all know that Paul doesn't like me, God bless him, and I hope his ratings go up. I hope he can show this on his show and boost his ratings. He certainly needs it.
Well, he has made that abundantly clear, but some of the criticisms he's made are fair criticisms, aren't they?
Well, I don't think so, because it's not a fair criticism when someone can't respond to something. When someone
We're giving you a response right now.
Well, I don't know what the criticism particularly is,